So welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm happy that you guys were keeping on subscribing and you're learning, and some of you are reaching out to me about the project. So I want us to see what we have done so far. So far, you can look here at the tables, we have the queries, we have the forms, we have the reports. Now, what does the project need in this access? We should need what we call the main form. The main form comprises of the forms. They are the ones we call the input screens, and the reports, which are the output screens. So how can you create this? We can decide to choose any way that you want your project to look like. Like, for example, I just go here, create, then form design, then I will notch this that way. Then I want the background color, that's the back color, to be, let me say this, that's what I want. That's my back color. Notch again a little bit. That's what I want as my back color. Then I will take this label, and then I write welcome. Let it be capital letters. Welcome to Azani ISP. You can write in full: internet service provider, information system. Then I click outside, then inside. Then I will decide to click here formatter. So I want that to be around font 28. Then I want it centered. Then I will want Argelian. That's what I like. Then I will enlarge this a little bit this way. Again, I'll change the color of that. Change the color and decide to choose this color. Use this color. Yeah. So see this from this form side to look like. Now we are going to put on our left side. We're going to put the input screens, which are the forms, and on our right side we are going to put the output screens, which are the reports. So again, I want to design few. I continue designing. So again, I will decide to underline this, that. Now I want us to put our input screens here. So how do we put input screens? So we go back to form design. Okay, we're going to pick that pattern, the pattern. Then we bring it here. Then we are going to go to form operation, then open form. Then next, as you can see here, it has brought all the forms that we had created. So I just click next. Then we have this open form and find specific data, and open form to show all the records. So we choose open the form and show the records. So I click next, and then I'll come here. Because it was bandwidth, I just rename that as bandwidth. Okay, then I'll click finish. Again, I'll pick another label, pattern, form operation, open form. Next, now we have builds form. We have builds form. I click here, and I will choose builds. Okay, and finish. Again another one. Form operation, open form. Next, next is computers. Next, then I have computers. I will finish, then click there. Then form operation, open form. Next, so you have done. Now it's contacts form. Next, you have contacts, finish. And I just pick another one. I'm just placing them randomly, but I will arrange them later. Next, open form. Next, next is institution. Just go to form operation, open form. Next is learn nodes. Learn nodes, and I finish. Next is form operation, open form. Next, after learn nodes, it's payments form. Payments, and I finish. I think we have another one. Form operation, open form. Next, you have subscription. I think this is the last one. Subscription. Next, and I click there. Then subscription. Then finish. So I'll start editing my. Let me select them all. Then I'll go to property sheet. Then all. So I'll just. I want the back color. The back color to be the color that we chose that way, and then the border style solid. Then the border width, I like it to be 4. Now after that, the border color, I want it to be the same as the title one, that way, as the border color. Then the hoof and the place, when you press the pattern, which color does it indicate? Okay, I want to leave that because it will. I'll do it later. I want to go to the 4 color. The 4 color, I want it to be the same as that of the title, and a little bit that way. Now I want us to start. You enlarge them a bit, you make them bigger. Then I will put this one here. And then institution, make it bigger, at least bigger. And press again it here. Institution is a little bit bigger than that one. That way. Now for the bills, again, make it bigger. You can set to use the arrow keys. The keys. Now click again. No, it's serious that you're the one designing this. That way. Let me play this one here. Use the arrow keys. That way. That way. Then that one. And then that's it. To this now let me select them and to move down a bit. Now that I have that, I want to deck this using that option group. Click it and then I plane it on this. I'll cancel this. Then have a frame. I just write input screens. Input. My keyboard sometimes it does. I may be using this. Input screens. Then I'll just click outside. Then I come to this. I want this border to be not airline but should be 5. Do 5, and then the color of that, let it be the color of the that way. And then there's this one whereby we have that border should be at least 3 points, and then the border color should be this, and then the faux color is it the faux color is here. The faux color, let it be that way, okay, be that way. And then I will make it more bold, and then I will increase the font to 14. And once I've increased the font, I'll also increase this. Something like that. If you can see here, this is a form. So form. If I click this, it will take me to the bandit form. Okay. If I click this, it will take me to the illustration form. Now, what is remaining? You're supposed again to have the output screens, the reports on our main form. Now again, on our right side, we are going to create what? We are going to create the output screens. Okay. So again, we choose a pattern. Yeah. Then now there we go for report operation. Open report. Next, we start with disconnection cases. The same way we did that. So here is disconnection. Disconnection cases that way, and then I'll finish. Again, I'll take another pattern that way. Then report operation. Open report. Now next is total monthly charges. Total monthly charges. Again, I'll take this. This is the report operation. Open report. Then next is aggregate payment. Aggregate payments. And again, I'll take that way. Then report operation. Open report. Next we have defaulters. Defaulters. Okay. Then again report operation. Open report. We have infrastructure requirement. Requirements. And again, take another. The reports are so many. Open report. And next is infrastructure cost. Operation. Open report. Next we have installation cost. Go to unknown. Operation. Open report. Next we have internet charge. Internet charge. Internet charge. Click on report of the last one by the open report. Next, the last one was registered institution. Registered institution. Finish. Now, as you can see, this one there are so many, so you have to arrange them well. Now let us arrange them and then we'll edit later. Manage them and then we edit later. Let me start with this. so big. That one's enough. That one is enough. Demonstration. Okay, no problem. We'll do that later. Do the same. As you can see, they are now okay, but they are not of the same width. Now I'll take this here, put on there, much, so a little bit that way. I think you're seeing what's going on, Even though I'm not communicating, you're seeing what's going on. So let me place this one here to the center of the container. So do this. You fold this, though as you can see I have not edited them, so I'll select them all. I do the same for the same as I did for the faux color. The faux color I said should be something like this, yeah. And then going the border, so it should be around the 3, something like that, 3 and 4, and then the border color, so it should be somewhat or something like this, and then you have the back color, the back color. Color, use this, something like that. We have that, and then I just go to form designer. I pick this again. I cancel this. So I have that. So that is the border. I want it to be 4. Then the border color is this. Then I'll come for this. This way inside here. I'll type the output screens are reports. Again, I just come here again, I click outside, go to the border, I put something like 3, and then the border color should be that. Then now we have we'll change the font size again to 14. When I've changed to 14, I will match this pointer. That way. Now I go to the 4 color. The 4 color should be that, something of that. Now if you can see our form view. So you have the output screens and the input screens. For this, if you had a picture, you could have put in between the input and the output screens. You had a picture of this project. If you click this, you can see that. Okay. If you click this, you can see one term that is connected. If you can click this, you can see the registered institutions. Something. So if you had a picture, anything that you wanted for Azani, you could have placed there. Or again, and if you want the title to have the borders, you can put it if you want them. And you go to beside here, you can put the borders here. We'll switch the border. I will just say the border should be 6 point, and then the border color should be that. Remove the underline that way, like that. We have this form. Now in this form, there's one thing missing: the exit pattern. Once you've done everything, now you are exiting, not the exit, but now you are exiting from the system. Okay, you are exiting from the system. Unatoka kwa hiyo system. Remember the input screen, the forms, they have this exit, but for this exit you exit from the form. You can come back to the main form, but now you should have an exit from the system. Una exit kabisa. Okay, so we should have something. Should have that. We have that. We go to application. Okay, quit application. Next, quit app. Okay, you can say something of that with up. So we'll have something like that. Then for this, I'm not going to the border color, I want it to be red. The back color, I want it to be red again. Border color equal 2 points, something of that nature. Okay, so I'm going to save this form of mine as the main form. Main form. Now I want you to see something from view. If I click this, so those don't know, I'll change that. If I click this, we shall be out of this system. Let us have a look. Let me click. Have you seen? It's working. Now up to this point, we have created our main form. We have created our main form. Whatever that is remaining is the splash form. Whatever that is remaining is the splash form. The splash form is the form that opens before the main form. Okay, ile nakwambia loading, unaweza weka the logins, something of that nature. That's the splash form. That's what's remaining in this project. We shall do it again to malizana na project, and then if you have any questions about the documentation, kindly don't reach me out. Don't fear me. My contact is, I always put my contacts below this video and my email, so you can contact me. And if you want a copy of this project, I have them. I have a variety of this project. If you want them, I'll give you one. Thank you and enjoy your time. Thank you for watching my video.